What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here in the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with a Wednesday edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. So far, not very good content. Shohei Ohtani strikes out 4 times, golden sombrero. That sounds like it should be illegal in like 48 countries, but it's just 4 strikeouts in a row. Absurd stuff. Didn't even look remotely competent at the plate for any of those. And left on left, Nick Lodolo just threw it down away and he chased. It was insane to watch because that's not the Shohei Ohtani you or I know. But it's also strange because he's a starting pitcher now where like maybe he's looking ahead a day. Again, it's really hard to be able to back that up with data, but maybe it's one of those things that if you have a tiebreaker, you can stay away from. Whatever. I got him at plus 235. I felt pretty darn good about getting that. Closed inside of plus 205 just about everywhere. So is what it is there. And then, well, the 2 home run, 0.1 units did not come to fruition there. As for, we'll see if this over can get there for us because we got all the closing line value in all the world. Quinn Priester, plus 107 last night in the premium Discord. Closed minus 135 and up just about everywhere. So I don't really regret that one. He didn't have his best stuff by any means. Milwaukee Brewers, though, are just an absolute dynamo at the moment. They defy logic. They are redonkulous. But it's also ridiculous having this trade deadline looming because there's a lot of finagling going on. Now, Byron Buxton, he's going to go on IL. That is not going to be somebody that the Twins are moving. I just really, really believe that. But I do think that there are a lot of other spots. Brendan Donovan not in the lineup today for the St. Louis Cardinals. Just saying. There's some weird things occurring. You want to try to handicap that. You want to try to throw it into your analysis. And, I mean, the one team we should just keep picking on, I should have picked on a little bit harder. Did tail my guy Sportside Jacob today. So shout out to him again. He's down in the comments, I'm sure. Shout out him for just sharp analysis all the way around over on X all the time. Giving you some free goods as well as being in tails here. If you guys want to jump into tails and jump into my premium Discord, Lindy and friends, we had one unbelievable play today. They kind of salvaged the entire day. Shout out me for that because that was 100% me. Sheeman, stolen base. Yeah. Colorado, Cleveland Guardians. They started a guy, Sheeman, in the 2-hole today. And, well, the more I dug into that, the more I fell in love with the stolen base prop. Hey, 4-3 Texas, top of the 6th. We're trending. We might win a bet from yesterday for the video. Obviously, we won a lot of bets in the premium Discord. We just cashed, as I'm recording this at just about midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific. Just cashed Sean Manaea. That felt really good. Under 17 and a half outs for him. Thought that was a little bit of a loose number. We'll see if the Mets can come to fruition. I ended up tailing on one of those for a small play as well. Sonny Gray over 5.5 total hits. That was a smash. Michael Soroka was not. He ends up canceling that one out. Addison Barger gets there for us, over 1.5 total bases. And if you played him in the game 1 section as well, that worked out very nicely. So I'm out here grinding every single day. And, well, Wednesday, it's morning till night baseball. I'm here to help you. I can help you make money there in that premium Discord. Use promo code Lindy5 to the plays, to the leans first. We go. Alrighty, y'all, hit that like button as I begin because yeah, we're grinding here during the All-Star week. And one more day of just kind of not diluted plays because I feel like I threw out a lot of good information for you yesterday. You can do with it what you will. Again, I'm really mad at myself that I didn't jam the Detroit money line and Gary Carpenter. Confirm matters. I mean, we were just appropriately picking on them for the last like week and a half coming off of the All-Star break. And now I just quit going ham against them. I quit going ham with them now that the main guy I talked about ad nauseum, he had like 3 hits today. He's a complete difference maker. Oh, we're not to the like section yet. Over 9.5 here, Toronto and Baltimore. I feel pretty confident in this being off the card at the moment, purely because Jose Barrios and Mr. Dean Kramer. I think Kramer, there's a world where we end up on over 2.5 earned runs for him. I think I saw an opening number flash at minus 125, minus 130 over on DK. I've got it closer to the minus 145 type number. We'll see if anything looks advantageous tomorrow. Maybe I post a couple on the old marketplaces, the old exchanges. But yeah, I'm going to have to dig into that a little bit more tomorrow. Looks like great hitting weather yet again. Oh boy. Brian Bayo, under 2.5 earned runs, the Twins. I mean, it's going to be a fire sale to some extent. Willie Castro could very well not be on this team. Carlos Correa's dinged up and nobody wants that contract anyway. Matt Wallner, he's sticking around. Trevor Larnach, he's sticking around. I do think the rest, everybody. We saw a hug in a bullpen today. That was weird for Duran, for Mr. Johan Duran, our guy. Didn't mean shit. Apparently, he didn't get traded. Just two bros broing out. You know what? Bros can bro. But Brian Bayo, he bros. But Brian Bayo, B by Bo. Okay, Bayo under 2.5 earned runs. Just pay attention to this one by tomorrow because do we get some really diluted Minnesota lineup? Everyone is without Byron Buxton. Ground ball pitcher. Ridiculous how bad they are right now. Kansas City money line. This one is very intriguing. Ronald Acuna gets dinged up. Going to get put on the 10-day IL. The Braves are starting to pack it in. Just pack it in. Give it a little packaroo. Happy Gilmore too, guys. Oh, man. I don't even want to talk about it. Braves, though, they shouldn't even talk about their starting rotation. We have Joey Wentz going out there, and it sounds as though it's going to be Angel Zerpa, so just a pure bullpen game for Kansas City. I do want to find out who the bulk relievers are going to potentially be, and with barely anybody playing baseball on Thursday, this is one of those spots where you can kind of like piece together everything that we're looking for, everything that we need, everything. There's 6 teams playing. Rays, Yankees. The Braves are unfortunately one of them, but maybe that works out in our favor where they get a little bit taxed. And then the Rangers, Mariners, that is your Thursday lineup. But on Wednesday, I haven't pulled the trigger yet, so it just is sitting there pending. Cubbies taking on Milwaukee, and Milwaukee looking for the sweep, getting the brooms out. What are we doing? Milwaukee cannot be stopped. They also can't be real, but Jackson Chourio gets dinged up. I didn't love to see that here, although if you're going to get any of your main pieces dinged up, I know he does a lot of good things, but the hard hit data isn't as good as you might expect it to be. You go to Baseball Savant, you go to your Excel spreadsheet of choice coming off of Fangraphs, and you turn on the blue and red factors, and well, he ends up being blue on that sheet. Just saying. Jackson Chourio, only a 39.7% hard hit. 319 xWOBA is not very good. In fact, there's really only one player on this team who has an xWOBA that's serviceable, and it's Andrew Vaughn. This team defies logic. Again, 333. Nobody's above that threshold other than the guy who got traded on a whim because just forcing your way out, Savale. That ended up working out hits up. My God, it was beautiful stuff for Milwaukee. I don't think that was the right expression. Phillies and White Sox, I never get these lefties right. Kyle Schwarber goes yard today, so by the factors of God hates me. Harper probably doesn't go yard tomorrow now that I picked him. It'll be Schwarber again, but there's not really, I don't care about stuff like that. What I care about is that Bryce Harper matches up really nicely against the pitch mix of Adrian Hauser, as does just about every lefty on planet Earth. But Adrian Hauser, he must pay for the sins of his family. 279 expected batting average, 10-degree average launch angle. The one thing he does do is limit barrels, though, and I expect that to regress towards the mean because you go back through the last couple of years of data. Launch angle sweet spot is, it's a little bit higher actually this season. Expected batting average is the highest it's been in his entire career, in fact. So bat gets put on ball. I don't know why I always screw that one up, but sinker, he's just going to try to throw sinker, but he gets no swing and miss with that specifically. So if he can get hit up early, I think Bryce Harper second at bat. I'll do Bryce Harper second at bat. James Wood, unders. The fudge, bro. What are we doing? He's still on the All-Star break. It's been since July 9th that he's hit a home run, but not as bad as Freddie Freeman. June 28th, the last time that Freddie Freeman hit a home run. Guess what? My math tells me that's more than a month ago. Oh boy, James Wood, what are you actually doing with your life other than striking out way more these days? Anyway, Mackenzie Gore on the bump for Washington. No announced starter for Houston, but I expect it to be Ryan Gusto. That's the guy that I think it would match up to be. We'll see. They could end up just pulling a fast one on me here, but I do want to see some James Wood numbers. With all the lefties Houston has in the pen, lots of ways where they just kind of force the issue later in games with Abrams and Wood sandwiched together, and Abrams apparently has a pulse, and James Wood apparently doesn't. Again, I don't know what's going on. Can't back that one up with paperwork. Yeah. Pittsburgh and Giants, and this one's a little bit less appealing out of anything here. And yet, it's the thing my data likes the most out of all 12 leans that I have on the page. That makes no sense to me, but I'm just overriding it for now. Mike Burrows, 23.7% K rate. Nice ballpark to walk into, but a 10% barrel percentage. There's enough there in San Francisco where it's just problematic for me, and it's Logan Webb on the other side. I try not to get in a habit. I know Logan Webb hasn't been as airtight recently, but still an extreme ground ball pitcher. It's still a really good season for him by all means. Only a 5.3% walk rate, so 3.38 ERA, 3.61 expected ERA. Sure, tiny bit of negative regression due, but not enough for me to want to entertain anything there at the moment. Again, it really like the money line. I would be intrigued if you see this in the morning and it moves 10 cents from where it's currently at. You got an opportunity to jump on +1.5. Plus on OddsShopper, you can click on the More Data tab underneath on the live odds page, and you have a great opportunity to get yourself that information. Know exactly where the lines move to overnight. Darvish, I mean, I do that every morning. Darvish over 2.5 earned runs here. He is broken. He is not good. He is very, very not good. Also, 110 starting time in San Diego, a little bit warmer, a little bit more sea breeze. Be careful, tsunami season out there in San Diego, but definitely want people there. And shout out, Yu Darvish for at least trying, but he's in his 40s, still pitching in his 40s, and the velocity wasn't really there. St. Louis took complete advantage of it. Clay Holmes isn't very good either on the other side. I think there's something to pick on there beyond this. I will dig into it more in the morning. Cleveland on the run line. God, it's late here. I've just been sitting in this chair for 12 hours. Cleveland on the run line. I'm not complaining. I love baseball and I love sports and I love my wife. Cleveland on the run line. I think this is definitely in play as well. You're looking at Freeland versus Allard, but Freeland is the one pitcher for Colorado that I've backed successfully at times this season. Colby Allard, not going to be crazy long for this game. I mean, you go into some of his data. He's really good at avoiding barrels. He's going to be out there for like an inning or two. Want to piece together some more of the long relievers there as well. But let's say he's the first girl to scream on the track and gamble because, I don't know. It's just weird that these guys think that they can get away with shit. Don't do it. You're a professional baseball player. Anyway, Jazz and Rice home run. These guys are very intriguing to me. Zach Littell, he's actually giving up quite a bit of power to righties as well now, north of a 200 expected ISO there. What does that mean, Basil? Well, it still means that I prefer the lefties, and Jazz is sitting up there in like the 350, 370 range in expected slugging. Ben Rice, though, this is such a crazy good hard hit profile. Just, I don't really want to bet a guy who has pinch hit risk, and you have Ryan McMahon there now, and catcher, first base. He can play in multiple places here, but just seems like he gets these random days off around catching duties. And these are the things that just really frustrate me because they do play the Rays again on Thursday. So keep that in mind. And then they play the Marlins in Miami on Friday. Miami. And then we've got Shohei Ohtani. Bro, golden sombrero. Why? What did I do to you? This is why you don't bet people inside of +250. I've learned my lesson over the years not to do that. And it's the first time that I've bet two guys inside of +250 basically all season long. One time, Kyle Schwarber, he goes yard. Actually, I can think of another one. Shohei Ohtani against Kadai Senga on Sunday Night Baseball. We ended up playing that for a half unit in the premium Discord. He goes yard there. So I'm still not that mad at Shohei Ohtani, but I'm a little mad. That's 0.35 units that I'm never going to get back in my lifetime. Texas money line. Oh, I should talk about the pitching there. Shohei Ohtani is pitching. He looks really, really good. Cincinnati props. Probably have to nuke some unders or play some live. We'll see. And Nick Martinez is terrible. No good. Very bad. Not great at all. 268 expected batting average, 17.2% K rate. But it was pointed out to me multiple times today over on X that Great American Small Park hasn't been playing that small this season. Kind of agree with that. I really haven't jumped on a lot of home runs there, and I do use, Baseball Savant 3-year rolling average to take a look at how ballparks are playing. Cincinnati's a little bit auspicious. Might have to do a post about that when I get time on Thursday because there's only 3 games. I'm going to probably hit golf balls and live my life on Thursday. Texas money line, last one here to pay attention to. We've got the Texas Rangers, Los Angeles Angels. Notice how we've spent more time in the lean category than normal. purely because it is the All-Star break. We're going to get 3 plays for you, so don't you worry your sweet Bippy friends. But Nathan Eovaldi, he's a guy that I do like to back in these kind of spots, especially with Jose Soriano. He's had a couple of issues with the old armor, but he still induces enough ground balls. He's still doing enough despite a 10.8% walk rate, which is just ridiculous to look at for a guy who, not great strikeout stuff, even though we've seen 10, 11 strikeouts at times, and we've been on some overs. He's treated us okay this season. I'm not going to complain. I've picked on him at times, backed him at times. Doesn't really matter. I'm an equal opportunist there. I'm also an equal opportunist if you are somebody who likes to provide yourself some plays. If you think that you can do my job here on the YouTubes, well, be like Lindy. Join Tails today. Yes, I'm talking about myself in the third person again. Don't worry, I'm tired. You go to the link below. You simply go to the video description box. It's the second link actually listed there. And there's a place where you can sign up. You can throw your name, your hat into the ring, as they would say, and be like Lindy. You have an opportunity to potentially be on the Tails platform. Send us all your information. Let us know what you're up to. We would love to have you. And plus, if you're listening to me day in, day out, there's lots of opportunities to be able to jump behind the scenes here. We'd love to have you. All right, let's get to the actual play, shall we? All I wanted to do was talk about this spot. All I want to do, zoom. We don't have time for that. Just shake the rim. Okay, now I'm done. Arizona plus 1.5 taking on Detroit. A little bit frustrated with myself because I ended up tailing Jacob, my guy Sportside Jacob. Follow him over on X. Go to the video description box below. Hit his little likes because he will be down there letting you know that, well, he's going to be playing Detroit. I'm probably going to be playing Detroit. He hasn't said that to me officially, but I have a feeling, as the weekend would say, along with Daft Punk, of course, I feel it coming. I feel it coming, babe. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, babe. Anyway, we got Detroit, and this is very straightforward. Arizona completely selling off, and it sounds like Eugenio Suarez is going to be back in that lineup on Wednesday. Just to, show that his hand's okay, show that he's, worth the fire sale coming your direction. Although if he gets traded to another spot, you shouldn't necessarily care about a little bit of this or a little bit of that. It just seems as though sometimes people get a little bit excitable when it comes to these plays. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What I am saying is that this game is right off the bat in the morning. Toronto and Baltimore, your first game, then Arizona, Detroit, then Boston, Minnesota. Boston, Minnesota, we talked about the Bayo spot, and I do think that's an intriguing look, but Ryan Nelson versus Chris Paddack. I cannot believe that I am backing Chris Paddack here in this spot, but Detroit liked something that they saw from him. Go out and get him from my Minnesota Twins, and I think it makes sense because there's a big, spacious ballpark out there, and fly ball contact shouldn't affect him nearly as much here. 16.5-degree launch angle. Despite Kerry Carpenter and Riley Green and how small they can make this ballpark look at times, Chris Paddack's had some nice moments for the Twins in recent weeks, and I get it. The changeup is kind of what you're hoping if you're Detroit that you can really work upon. There's got to be something there with the changeup specifically going up against some of the lefties that they feel pretty comfortable that they can mold, that they can take the clay and make it look beautiful. I'm done with analogies for the rest of the night. Ryan Nelson is not very good, though. He must pay for his sins. 43% hard hit, 256 expected batting average. Again, these sound eerily similar to Paddack, but get Kerry Carpenter back in our lives. It's a huge difference, guys. Gleyber Torres, then into Kerry Carpenter, Kerry Bonds, if you will, then into Riley Green, who had himself 8 bases today. I yawned and coughed at the same time. That was weird. And rounding it all out, of course, Spencer Torkelson, who did not go yard for me on Tuesday, despite getting to go up against Jose Herrera, who is a catcher in the 8th inning. That was frustrating. Nice single, though, bro. Nice single. It's all right. Give me this single. Let's cash this. Detroit money line, minus 130, where we ended up getting it there in the premium Discord. We move along, like I know you do. Shout out All American Rejects. Yeah, lyricism. I'm the hip-hop-opotamus. My lyrics are bottomless. Love the groove. Miami, St. Louis, we don't have time for that crap. This one is a prospective play, but you know what? Jesus Sanchez gets to kick it up, have his feet up, do whatever. Miami, though, I have no idea what Miami's going to roll out for their lineup tomorrow, but I got to tell you, I think Jesus Sanchez has to be at the top of it there at the number 2 hole behind Xavier Edwards. And then you should make this a play because, again, this goes in that lean light category. It isn't out and isn't available right now, but I have so much prop interest in this game. It's actually silly. I've been kind of like finding 2 and 3 stacks, if you will. Did that with the Toronto-Baltimore series the other day, cashed 2 or 3 total bases there. Almost did it with Addison Barger and Bo Bichette today. Thank God I left Bo Bichette off. I think he went 0 for 4 in that second game, but that's neither here nor there. Just me working behind the scenes, trying to put the best card I can every single day together. But it doesn't matter what Cal Quantrill and Miles Mikolas tried to do with their lives. They are not very good Major League Baseball pitchers. And Cal Quantrill, at times, we've actually dabbled in those streets, which are not streets you should dabble in. But a 10.5% barrel percentage for him, Miles Mikolas, 12% barrel percentage. Jesus Sanchez is just good. I mean, I talked about the ex-WOBA of all the Milwaukee guys. Jesus Sanchez, 348 ex-WOBA. Plus, they said that they're going to be building around Jesus Sanchez, Agustin Ramirez. Agustin, save some for later. And Kyle Stowers. Oh, my Lord. Those three. Adalberto Hernandez has some nice moments as well. I see why they like the bat. Otto Lopez, 4 kids, and I got to take all that as to showbiz. He's pretty good as well. But again, could be a fire sale with the rest of the team. I don't really care. I look at Jesus Sanchez as somebody who's a little bit undervalued. Look at his ex-WOBA. You look at Xavier Edwards on base percentage as well. Hasn't been that good at 298 ex-WOBA, but positive regression due. He gets on base with a 9.2% walk rate as well, and he'll run when he gets up there. Run like the Dickens, if you will. Miles Mikolas, he must suffer. He must. All right, I'm suffering right now because Brent Rooker went yard tonight, and I didn't bet him. Oh my God, we cashed LA and Texas. That escalated quickly. And you ate the whole wheel of cheese? Sounds great. All right. Not apocalyptic on this one. Again, a very small play there on the Ohtani. Quarter unit, 0.1 on 2 homer. You wanted it, just saying 0.35 units there. But nice to cash that one in the 6th inning. How did that happen? Baseball is wild. This week of baseball is especially wild. I think I've said that multiple times. But thank God there's only 3 games on Thursday. We'll get to the trade deadline. We'll be able to breathe because it's getting is there somebody out there because it's getting harder and harder to breathe. Shout out Maroon 5. Am I just going to go on a pop culture bender? Whatever. I have a really fun play for this one. We've got Seattle and Oakland or / Sacramento / Las Vegas / the Athletics. Damn it, Brent Rooker, what are we doing here, bro? But Brian Wu, Brian Wu's on the mound, and we're not going to go pick on him. Shout out D2 Mighty Ducks, Brian Wu. 24.3% K rate, 4.8% walk rate, highest first strike percentage in baseball. Overall, I just like the stuff. And, I mean, maybe this is an opportunity that we get Nick Kurtz not at plus 225 today. Like, he had just been on the card forever, and now I don't know what to do without him in my life. Like, we can't bet him at plus 225. What are you actually doing? So, of course, I end up throwing my hands up in the nailer. He even hit the ball in play. He had a bomb in his 3rd at-bat that didn't end up leaving the yard. Oh, he's about to go up to bat here in the 7th. All right, I'm going to have to turn that on here. Oh, yeah, the play. What am I talking about? Jeffrey Springs. You could be my Jeffrey Springs. I just had to fit in Fleetwood Mac here in all of my bits at the end of this. I shouldn't say it like that. But Jeffrey Springs, yeah, decent enough hard hit percentage, 36.9, but 18.7 degree launch angle. And you go into add more funds, which is like the best spot to be able to extrapolate data for lefties and righty splits. Jeffrey Springs against righties, 18.9% K rate only. I mean, only 19.2% against lefties, but lefties, 164 expected ISO. That's still doable if you're looking at the nailer pieces, but righties, 305 WOBA, 190 expected ISO. Again, specifically the ISO number, 18.2 degree launch angle coming off the bat with that one too. Everything is fly ball, and you get this warm weather wind slightly out there in Sacramento like we're getting every damn day. Asking you questions like, Jock, where you stay? Don't talk about Jock. He's been brutality. Julio Rodriguez, though, 281 expected ISO, 8 home runs against lefties. You got yourself Randy Arozarena, 266 expected ISO, just 6 homers against lefties. But it's such a small amount of plate appearances because you just see more righties than lefties over the course of an MLB season. Julio, still 122 plate appearances, 8 homers. Not an egregious ratio. Rosarena's at 119 and 6 homers. So I'm just throwing it out there. What you know about parlay? This might be a spot to potentially package this with a Nick Kurtz. Didn't think about that. I think Mr. Kurtz finally might be at a bettable price with Brian Wu out there. Doesn't really matter who it is right now. I'd bet Nick Kurtz at anything better than plus 275, but Couldn't find that today. Anyway, Julio and Randy Arozarena, we're going to package them. You don't have to parlay them together, simply just play them individually. But I love the righties against Jeffrey Springs in that tiny little baby ballpark. Alrighty, Lindy 5, friends, one more time for the people in the back. Hey, Lindy 5, $5 for your first week. I have nothing else to add. And B, like Lindy, join Tails today. Would love to see you guys on our platform. Come kick it. The water is warm. And that does it for another edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board here. I've been on my computer nonstop here all day. Baseball started early in the morning, and it's going to start early in the morning tomorrow. So I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go watch this ridiculous Hunting Wives show on Netflix that my wife really wants to watch. I love my wife. I apologize to her right now. She's not watching this video. Who gives a fuck? Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Wednesday. Had to double check. Hump day!